Shalom. I just want to start out by saying, Call Lam the Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem HaKadosh. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to Olek and the Akim, spreading the truth at the four corners of this earth. My name is Asha Allah, and today I just want to talk about how those JOOs, the people that's in our land today, our land being Israel, Jerusalem, those are not the people of the scriptures. And I just want to bring out just a couple of things. This is an article explaining the Balfour Declaration, and it says the declaration turned the Zionist aim of the establishing a Jewish state in Palestine into reality when Britain publicly pledged to establish a national home for the Jewish people there. So this Balfour Declaration, was a declaration where the Jews were promised a land, and that's not scriptural at all. Let's see. It says in the case of Palestine, however, was unique. Unlike the rest of the post-war mandates, the main goal of the British mandate there was to create conditions for the establishment of a Jewish national home where Jews constituted less than 10% of the population at the time. It says that in essence, the Balfour Declaration promised Jews a land where the natives made up more than 90% of the population. Like I said, this is not scriptural. This is not scriptural at all. So them trying to claim our inheritance, the inheritance of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, they're moving very sloppy, and it's not according to the scripture, man. So let's pull up some scriptures. Where it says, what's this? Deuteronomy 30 and verse 5, and it says, and the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, thy power, will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possess, and thou shalt possess it, and he would do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And let's just go to this is going to be the Lord, your Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai setting us back in our land, man. This is Jeremiah 23. Let me just start at verse 7. And it says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they shall say no more, the Lord liveth, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai liveth, which brought up and led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. So it's going. Today, we're proclaiming that the Lord liveth and brought us out of Egypt. But it will be declared, that the Lord will bring us out of the land, out of the land of the north, or out of the north country being North America, man. And it says what? And out of all the countries whither I have driven them, because Israel, we're scattered amongst all the nations, man. And it says what? And it says that we shall dwell in our own land. Let me just grab this real quick. It's Jeremiah 50, in verse 33. Just to back it up, because that north country, is Babylon, man. Babylon being America today. Jeremiah 50 and verse 33, it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord Yahweh Shemashai of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give them rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. So this is talking about Babylon, where the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. That didn't happen in ancient Babylon, man. Ancient Babylon, the southern kingdom, was oppressed. While the northern kingdom was dwelling in the land where man have not known, which would be the Americas today, Western Hemisphere today. And so let me just head to this other scripture. This is Deuteronomy 33. Actually, before we go there, let me just grab this article real quick. Let me see. Okay, so this article is the Arab-Israeli conflict, of 1948. And it says, let me see here. Oh, I may have to go to the online article right here. It says, the 1948 or First Arab-Israeli War was the second and final stage of the 1948 Palestine War. Formally began after the end of the British Mandate for Palestine at midnight on 14 May 1948. The Israeli Declaration of Independence had been issued earlier that day. We can go into that and see that it was proclaimed on the 14th of May 1948. So going back, so right after Israeli got their so-called independence or had declared their independence, what happened? They went to war. They went to war with Palestine, man. It says on the 15th May 1948, so at midnight, the Civil War was transformed into a conflict between Israel and the Arab states following the Israeli Declaration of Independence the previous day. So yeah, man, these imposters went to war with Palestine or the Arab states. The day that they had obtained or declared their independence. And like I said, that's not scriptural. That's not scriptural at all. It says that they shall dwell alone in safety. This is Deuteronomy 33 and verse 28. And it says, Israel then shall dwell alone in safety, Salakia. It says, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop as dew. And they're not dwelling. These people cannot be the real, the JOOs cannot be the real people of the scriptures because they're not dwelling alone. They share that land with the Palestinians, man. And they're going to, until this day, they're still at war conflicts, with the neighboring Palestinians, man. But the scriptures say that, that the nations shall beat their swords into plowshares, man. And why does Israeli have a defense system called the Iron Dome? That lets you know that this is that they do not fulfill prophecy at all. That this cannot be the people. This cannot be the Lord's chosen people. This is let's see, Isaiah 2, and I'm gonna just start at verse 1. It says, the word of Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And then it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountains that the mountain of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall say, Salakia, and many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai, to the house of the Most High of Jacob, of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai from Jerusalem. Now the word isn't going out. The law isn't being pushed from them. You know, uh, uh, well, we have laws against man should not lie with man as he lie with womankind. Roughly paraphrasing, man. But what do they have? Those imposters that are in our land, they have the biggest um, Pink City parade. The biggest gay parade. That's that's known to man. So the law isn't going forth from them. Verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And that's the complete opposite going on right now. Nations are beating their plowshares into swords, man. Are rubbing shoulders with each other. Are tempting each other, man. With war. So there's no way that the Israelis or the Ish people could be the people of the scriptures, man. So hopefully this was edifying, and showing that these imposters are not the people of the scriptures, man. It's the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They are the true Hebrew Israelites. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all for elect and the occupants of the truth throughout the four corners of this earth. Shalom.